If you've ever sat there thinking, I have nothing to post, we've all had that moment where we're sitting there staring at our phone through social media, wondering, what should I post? If posting on social media, if it feels hard, like you're always being too salesy, you're in good company. You're not alone. I've been there too. And today we're going to work through it. So we're going to talk about how to make it easier and natural with Scentsy. And let's figure out how to keep it real and simple. When you are trying to figure out what to do with Scentsy, like you're sitting there on your bed and you're scrolling through and you're like, that's a really great post. I can't ever do anything like that. I'm going to give you some simple tools. So you're going to need your phone and you're going to need some products. Doesn't matter which products. Just needs to be products that you use. And this is why. Today, if you look on my social media on Facebook, you can see I went and I used Scentsy Fresh on my bed. So after I sprayed it, I made the bed the most I can because I still have stuff washing. But I took a picture of it front. So I had the Scentsy Fresh really close to my camera with the background kind of blurred. Like you couldn't, like it wasn't really focused. I'm not really worried about like what my bed looks like because they don't live my life. But I took a picture of it and then I went to the next product that I used. I had Scentsy swipes that I wiped off my counter with, that I also washed my washer and dryer, like just to get all the dust and stuff off of it. Again, and my cabinets. I'm sorry, and my stove. So I also took a picture of this. And again, this is the forefront. So it's going to be like this in your picture with everything else blurred. I didn't use my face. I don't have my makeup on. I'm going through perimenopause. So everybody always thinks I have a sunburn. Guys, this is just rosacea. I even stopped wearing makeup on most off days. So my hair's not done. I'm just in one of my old t-shirts because I was cleaning and stuff. But I realized that I used to struggle so much of what to use, where to get the pictures, how to do it. And sometimes it's not about using someone else's pictures. It's just about taking one. If you changed out a bar of wax, put the wax in your hand in front of the warmer. So it'll look like this and the warmer's behind and they can see what wax you had and just say, I changed out my wax today. Doesn't matter if you do it once a week, once a month, or you can say, oh my gosh, I forgot to post. I did this on Wednesday. It doesn't matter if it's 2 days later or 5 days later or a month later. Guys, pick up a bar of wax, put it in front of your warmers and take a picture with like this needs to be front and center, front and center. So guys, hey, I am Cassie Bollinger. I have been struggling with my Scentsy business since about 2022. So I started in 2020 and everything was great. It was easy. I could steal anybody's pictures. I could use everybody else's words. It was I was copy paste Cassie. Copy paste everything. Exactly what they said, except for changing up if they put their children's name in it, or if they talked about their husband, or maybe something that they did, or that they have littles running around, because I did not have littles running around. Mine were when I started. Let's see, I've been in here 6 years. So my youngest would have been 14. And that means my oldest would have been like 22, something like that. I think of it 22, 23. So when I started this business, my oldest daughter had already moved out. So I had changed her old bedroom into my office. My youngest daughter was in the bedroom over here and I didn't know what to do, but it was easy when I started in 2020. It was copy, paste, post, and there was no praying. I would get orders instantly, orders. Now, when everything started to slow back down a little bit in 2022. Now, guys, when I said I didn't need help, I didn't. I was getting recruits on a daily basis. I had a team of like 74. I hit director in 4 months. I hit shooting star, sensational star 1, 2, and 3. Hit director. I was living the dream in 2020 and 2021. And then 2022 is when everything started to come to a realization for me that what I was doing before wasn't working. So you can go back through all of my YouTube videos. I have tons of trainings on struggling. And guys, I struggle on a daily basis. There's no cure for struggling. And I'll tell you what, even SSDs will have struggles throughout their business. It's just something that they have. And I just realized that my microphone was not close. So if you did not hear all of that, put on the closed caption so you can hear it. I'm so sorry. I will make sure I try to talk loud enough. I didn't realize my mic was not in front of me. But showing you just the simple little things to do with your business. Now, I was only posting in my VIP. I wasn't posting on my personal page when I first started. I no longer have a VIP page. My personal page and my business page are my VIP pages because that's where I get customers. At least with my business page on Facebook, I'm able to reach new customers. At least my information's out there. I also have a Google Workplace. So it shows my business. I don't have a location because I don't want people showing up at my house thinking that I'm a brick and mortar and they can come in and shop unless they talk to me first. But I have slowly integrated a lot of different stuff into my business. Now, is my business thriving? For me, it is. My team has dwindled down. There's 15 of us, including myself. So there's 14 other people that have still stuck around. It is not easy. It is not something that I enjoy, not having a team anymore that responds to me. Guys, I struggle. I've tried contacting them through emails. I get no response. I contact them through text messages. 2 out of the 14 will respond back to me. Because I was busy. I was in school full time with 4 classes every semester, except for the summer. Then I was at SFR. My team page went to kaput. So I was like, I'm deleting the team page. I'm starting over fresh. And then I had the Facebook issues of constantly getting invites sent out for my team page, inviting everybody and their dog to the page. And that was not what I wanted. I did not want randoms in my team, even if they were Scentsy consultants. That wasn't what my goal was for. So I've just kind of abandoned that. So I don't really have a good suggestion for team support. They all know, and they've all known some from the getting. The minute that they message me, I will send them a message back. I will help them in any way, shape, or form. But if they don't reach out to me, I have stopped reaching out to them. Is that a good thing? No, no. But there's nothing I can do if they're not going to respond to me. So I leave it alone. I probably will try again in another couple of months and see if I can reach out to them. It's not something I'm given up on, but it's just not working now. So I have my personal page and I have my business page. And what I do is I turn on the collaboration between my personal and my business. So it shows up on both accounts and I don't have to copy paste again my posts. So you maybe have changed out wax. Maybe you have wiped your counters down. Maybe you use the dish soap. It doesn't matter if it's expired or like discontinued. Use it anyways. Take pictures of what you are using. Now, the big question is, are you using Scentsy products? Guys, you cannot sell a product you do not use. I'm just going to say it again for the people in the back. You cannot sell a product that you do not use. And social media is a full course on this. Like, you gotta think about it. The people, if I posted a Lamborghini and me laying on it, sitting on it in the driver's seat and was like, oh my gosh, I got myself a Lamborghini. But no one ever saw me drive it. No one ever saw me do anything with it. I lied. And then people are like, oh my gosh, you can drive a Lamborghini. And I'm like, oh yes. That people who know me would know that that is false. Like, that is not something that I do. That's not something I have. I don't have the money for it. And I'm never going to claim that I do. The biggest part that people forget is they think that they need to talk about things that other people are doing because it works for them. It's never going to work for you if you don't put your own life in it. So if you're not using the products, then you need to get some products and you need to use them and talk about them. Because I'll tell you what, I can talk about these Scentsy swipes all day long. I love these for the quick, easy cleanups. And that means, like, if I spill something on the counter, I don't want to get the counter clean out and spray it down because then I feel like I have to wash the whole thing. But the Scentsy swipes are kind of like a paper towel. I wipe them up, it cleans it up, it disinfects them. Great. I love it. And it helps a lot for the stove. Like, I will deep clean my stove when I clean the kitchen, but when my husband does, I'm not going to go back behind him and clean the whole kitchen. But I will clean the stove because these work. We love bacon. We love grease, and a lot of stuff gets sprayed on there. Doesn't matter if it's with eggs, doesn't matter if it's with the bacon. There's always splatters of something. Or maybe I'm making pasta sauce and it splatters. So this is easy cleanup, no matter if it's crusted or hard. Now, again, I know that because I've used it. Now, you can use other people's stories, but just make sure that you're saying, my bestie, my Scentsy sister, one of my upline, my trainer, something, however you want to, my mentor, is always an easy thing to put when it's your upline and you're not really sure. Like if you are implementing what they are doing and you are trying and they are your mentor because they're helping you, that's a good way to say it. Even if it's a Scentsy sister, you can say my mentor, because if it's somebody who you can relate to and somebody that you are learning from, that is a mentor. Um, but say those things and let them know, like, oh my gosh, they just used this. I can't wait to use it. But don't claim that it's happened to you, because you can't say about cleaning your RV if you don't have an RV. You can't claim about cleaning your car if you don't have a car. But you can say, my mentor just cleaned their car and I can't wait to clean my bike. Maybe that's all you have is a bike. Maybe you are using public transportation. It doesn't matter. Implement what you know, implement what you use. Guys, I always have a Scentsy buddy on my bags whenever I go anywhere, on my backpack. When I went to SFR, I had two of them hanging. I have walked across campus with my Scentsy backpack with my little buddy clips hanging off of there. I also have, you can kind of see over here, those are my purse clips. I don't have a purse, but I start a new job on Monday and I got to figure out a purse to carry some of my things, or a bag that I can take, because I don't really know what I need because I haven't been there, but I have stuff I have to carry. I have to carry all my personal documents and things. I need to take some pens and some paper. And so I have stuff I have to take. So I will be getting ready with that this weekend. And I may do another video on how to implement it in your everyday life of going to work, going to school, picking up your kids, backpacks, diaper bags, uh, laptop bags. There's so many different things. And it's not just for kids. You can put them on there, because I used my Stitch one forever until I gave it to a person who just walked by and asked me about it on campus. So I gave that away. It is what it is. Okay, so let's talk about how to word those messages. Now, if you watched any of my past videos, you know ChatGPT and I are best buds. We are buddies for life. I love ChatGPT because it gives you ideas, it helps motivate the ideas, and it will write what you want to say in a way that it sounds like you know what you're writing. I am not an English person. I mean, I speak English, but I'm not a writer. I am not good on letters, on resumes, nothing. I've had ChatGPT write most of my letters and most of my resumes only because I know how to utilize it and I know what it can do. And it is a great tool. So if you are afraid of ChatGPT, you need to get with me. I am willing to teach you how to do ChatGPT or Canvas or anything, because I feel like it is a necessity in this business. Now, there are cheats and hacks of how to tell if it's AI and how to tell, or how to make it not look like AI. There's a lot of prompts to do with ChatGPT, but I'm going to go through and talk to you about what I started with, and how I created my thread. I'm going to go back through. I'm not going to share it, but I'm going to tell you. So let me get back up here to the top. When I started each one of these threads, I make sure that I give it guidelines. I make sure that it understands what it needs to do, what I need from it. So I started and said, let's set up my social media playbook. Now, my social media playbook, I wanted it to help me be more consistent with posting, because then I don't have to think about like what to post or how to post or when to post. I just tell it what time it is, what day it is. And I've given it different things. I've given it different things in the toolbox or in your backpack that you can pull out, the things that are going on and releasing. So on the workstation, anytime that there's a news release of a product coming out, I copy and paste the whole thing and put it in my social media playbook. Anytime that I know of something, like on the end of the month when they talked about past consultants that have been 2 or more years, being able to come back as a new consultant. Guys, oh my goodness. That is like golden. Like that is an amazing thing, because no companies will do that. So I want to make sure like all of the elements that I need for my business that the workstation provides, I dump into ChatGPT. So it can help me rotate through different posts. I don't mind repeating posts, but I don't want it repeated in the same day. because it takes people 7 times to see something before they'll remember it. So I said, let's set up my social media playbook. And this is what it responded. Got it. We'll build a social media playbook that's actually usable, not one of those corporate PDFs that gets forgotten in the Google Drive folder. And if you guys have ever worked in a business or ever worked for a company, that's so true. Here's the structure I recommend for you, and we can fill it in step by step. So when you give ChatGPT prompts, if you tell it what you want, we don't want to be salesy. We want to be relatable. We don't want to be, sometimes you want to be salesy, but other times you don't. You want it to relate to your life. And then you have to fight sometimes with ChatGPT because then they totally get it wrong because they do have, I would say, not a mind of their own, but they have their programming of their own and they're trying to go in this direction whenever you're like, whoa, we're veering off. We're veering off. So it brings up brand, voice, and personality. So my tone for me is friendly, southern charm, a little sass, approachable, and fun. That is what my my persona is. And I say that because I am very country. I am very simple. My life ever since 2020 has completely changed. I have slowed down. I have learned to relax and take naps and to focus on the present and not worry about tomorrow, not worry about, those things. Non-negotiables. Now, at the time that I started this was before we knew about the candles, about the Scentsy candles that are coming out. So this was no negotiables that I did not want candle emojis. I wanted a lot of emojis for excitement, no mention of PRV. So when I copy and paste some of those news announcements, it will have like, this is how much it costs and this is the PRV. For me, it doesn't really change because I'm in the United States, but it does change on the license items. If you're in Canada, then it's going to be the difference of what the cost is versus the PRV. I use partnering instead of joining. I've always asked it different questions of like, if I wanted someone to join my business or to join my team, what's the best way? Partnering is so far the best one. I don't really like it because I feel everybody's using it now, but I still have it in there. And no dashes. I don't want the M dashes. The M is EM dashes. It is the 2 hyphen together, and that is like an AI tell. When you see anybody that has those 2 dashes that are next to each other, so it's a long dash, that is an AI tell because people don't do that. If I was going to do a dash, I'd do 1. I wouldn't put 2 together. FYI. And if you're using it for school, make sure that you pull those out because that is an AI indicator. And then the goal, engage, build trust, create repeat buyers and Scentsy Club members, because that's what it was. That's exactly when I started this is what I need. Now the content pillars. So main categories I'm going to rotate through. So product spotlights, the warmer and scent of the month, new collections and launches, bestsellers, seasonal scents. 2, lifestyle and personal posts, behind the scenes of your Scentsy life, southern humor, relatable life moments, daily routines with Scentsy products, tips and education, how to use products, Scentsy Club benefits, fragrance family guides. 4 is customer engagement posts, interactive questions, this or that, polls and challenges. 5 is promotions and sales, transition month discounts, flash sales, limited time offers, curated bundles, and then the business opportunity, partnering stories and testimonials, incentives and specials for new consultants, behind the scenes of being a consultant. Now, again, when I started with this playbook, I wanted to make sure that this was what I wanted to do. Now, the way that you run your business, the way that you function your business, the way that you maneuver through your challenges, your personal outside of your business, like your day to day, if you have littles, if you're in school, if your kids are in school, if you're an empty nester, if you're in menopause or perimenopause, like I am, and your mind's going crazy, ChatGPT can kind of organize it for you. Will it run your life? No, you have to still prompt it. It is a tool. It is helping you. So when I come across that post that is really great, and I'm like, oh, like perfectly worded. I am very jealous of what's going on because being jelly, oh, that is the thief of happiness. But I'm like, I want to make it, but I need it relatable to me. So I will copy and paste it, put it into ChatGPT and be like, I need this with my tone, with my personality behind this, and I need to change it up because it could talk about their husband or their wife It could talk about their littles, their dog. I don't have a dog. So, there's so many different things that I have to change in there. But I like the tone. I like the information, the education that was in that post. So I will put it into ChatGPT and have it change it. And it will do that for me. So, but these guides, the guide that I use, the guide that I set up is easy to set up for anybody. It's basically you need to tell it the tone and what they're doing. You can even say, I need you to be a social media manager. I need you to help me bring in sales, bring in teamies, bring in new customers, bring in Scentsy clubbers, bring in, like, you need to tell what you want. You can't focus on everything. You got to focus on like a small portion of your business, because that's going to be so much that you're going to have to do and you're going to be overwhelmed. And guys, I tell it, I'm like, my ADHD is going super crazy today, and you have given me way too much. I need you to simplify the list. I need you to simplify the directions. I need you to treat me like a kindergartner, because you're overwhelming me with too many facts. Too much is going on and I can't figure it out. So, with all this being said, start simple. If all you have is wax and a warmer, then take a picture of the wax in front of the warmer, and you don't have to put your face in there. Now, if you are bold and put your face and start doing your face in front of all your pictures, that would be absolutely great. You know why? Because then people will start to relate you to your face. Now, the days that I have my hair done and my stuff is all whatever, I love doing videos and I love taking pictures, and I will stockpile them. I will use them on the days that I look like this, that maybe it needs to see my face. But that's very far and in between, because I don't go anywhere. I have no reason to dress up, put my makeup on, do my hair. Don't have any time for all that. So if you're wanting to do that, then learn how to take pictures with either using a stand to hold your camera and turn on your motion. Sometimes the cameras can be set to say smile, and then it will take a photo, or you put a timer on. It's very hard to tell you exactly how your business can run without you knowing what features you have on your phone, your capabilities, your things. To do a one-on-one with me, you need to let me know. You can contact me through Facebook. I'm willing to do it. But if you do not show up one time without letting me know, I will not continue trying to train you. I have found that the people who want this business will show up no matter what. Will show up no matter what. Now, if you've been consistent on showing up and doing and getting help and needing it, and then you let me know beforehand, like, oh my gosh, we had a family emergency. Can we cancel this? Can we change this? Can we push it back or go do it earlier? That's perfectly fine. I will be more than happy to sit down with you. But I get, oh, I forgot 2 days later. Well, I didn't. I showed up for you and you didn't show up. So why am I showing up for you when you don't show up for you? So you also got to think about that for your teamies. If they're not willing to show up for themselves and you're showing up all the time, you are draining energy that could be put towards your business. Now, should I say stop talking to your teamies? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying preserve your business and your sanity and your energy for yourself, and be available for others. But if they don't show up, there's no reason for you to put effort into it. Anytime that I do trainings, anytime that I talk to a teamie, I do a full setup. I run through either a ChatGPT to make sure I have everything, or I gather up a notepad and piece of paper, and maybe they've told me the topic they need to talk about. So I've researched on simple ways to do it, simple ways to show people to do Canva. What are the highlights? I do that in the ChatGPT, and it gives me like 5 things to work with that I will go through and show them how to do. If it's something like working with ChatGPT, I would do a tip and be like, hey, I need to do 5 simple tools or 5 different tasks to do in ChatGPT to learn as someone new. I do prep work. I make sure that I'm here ready for you. So just remember that. I don't even know why that came up, but apparently that needed to be said. So when you are trying to figure out social media, when you're trying to figure out what do I post, how do I post, what do I need to do when I post, figure it out with going either through ChatGPT or learning how to take someone's post and make it your own. Do not copy paste. I have blocked many consultants who copy and paste my exact wording of everything. Sometimes they even put my website on there. I block them from my social media because I wouldn't copy and paste anybody else's stuff. I would expect you to at least change your to the name and the things from my children to yours, my husband to yours, and change some things up. And I mean, I don't care if you put my website somewhere, but it's not authentic. And if I don't stop them from doing it, they're not going to stop themselves. So is that kind I don't know. Maybe I used to do that all the time, but that was back when everybody was doing it. That's how I look at it. Everybody was doing the copy and paste, and now we've talked about it enough. There's a lot of videos about talking about not copying and pasting. There's tons of posts in all the different Scentsy groups talk about like, don't copy and paste and steal my pictures, don't steal my stuff. Just learn something. Learn something about your business and talk about what you know. If you literally, I mean, even Facebook now has an AI to reword what you say. So you have someone that even if you copy and paste someone's post, change it with the AI and change it to something else to where it changes it up. The format's different. The emojis are different. Something is different. Do not copy and paste someone else's post. Start with something small. If all you have is wax, start with wax. If all you have is cleaning supplies, start with cleaning supplies. If all you have is a warmer, maybe you don't have any Scentsy wax, and talk about how you clean out the warmer. Talk about how you turn it on. Talk about any feature. It doesn't even matter if the warmer is old. Just do it. Just figure it out. I think that's all I have for you guys today. Again, guys, I am Cassie Bollinger. I've been a Scentsy consultant since 2020. My business was growing and it was thriving through the pandemic, and it has not. I am still pushing every single day. I do multiple posts every single day. If you need to see it, you can find me as Casandra Bollinger on Facebook. I'm also on Instagram, and you can see how I'm posting. My business is still going. I still get over 1,000 PRV a month on average. There has been a couple months I've been shy, and there's been a couple of months I've been like over 2. But at the same time, I have been consistent. My customers still know that I'm here, that I'm still posting on at least a daily basis. I may not do a morning post. I may just have a whole bunch of posts in the afternoon because I forgot. I'm human. I don't schedule my posts anymore. I used to schedule all my posts and it was great, but I felt that scheduled posts on Facebook were not being shown to my people because my husband wasn't even seeing it until like 3 days later. So I decided to change that. But again, I hope your business is going well. I hope that these tips have helped you. Please make sure that you comment below. Let me know what's working, what's not working, what you need help with, what you would like me to do a video with, and I'll be more than happy to do that. And the way to support me is to subscribe. Share this out to your teamies. If you have questions, I will address particular questions. Anything that you have, I will do a video just for you, just for your team if you need be. It will be posted on here so you can share it with them however you need. I am here to serve. I'm here to help whoever wants to be helped. I'm here to guide you with whatever knowledge that I have. It may work, it may not work. Sometimes it's a test and pivot. Sometimes you have to find some way to do it. Sometimes you have to work on it. And then sometimes you have to adjust. We have to pivot in life. Things do not always go the way that we plan. And this is what's working for me now. I love you all. I hope you have a blessed day, and I will talk to you guys soon.